about A Green Hill Far Away stage production on social media?
I seen it on Facebook, firstly, a few weeks before I actually phoned up, and so it came back up again in my timeline, and I thought, God, this could be interesting.
There was a post had come out on Facebook asking for people who wanted to be involved to get in touch. So I got in touch, and I think it was Sturdy that got back to me pretty much straight away.
I actually got an email from Gareth from the Dairy Féile asking me to send a message around staff and students in the school to see if anyone would be interested in taking part in the 75th Creggan anniversary show. At that stage, I had really just announced my own retirement, my intention to retire at the end of this academic year. I've taught all my life in Creggan, so I have a real affinity for this place that I like to think is my second home. And I felt it would be a lovely way to actually take my leave of Creggan. So I volunteered. I'm so pleased that I did it. I'm so pleased I took the leap of faith.
How did I come to act in the play? Gareth Stewart, the manager, Gashard Wall Féile, had me led to believe that I was doing a video piece for the Féile, and I landed to St Mary's Youth Club one day, and round the table there was 12 or 13 people, and Gareth came in and threw a script, which I didn't know at that time, but which was a script onto the table, and I looked and went, "What's this?" And he said, "You obviously didn't read the small print, did you?" So that's how I ended up in a Green Hill Far Away.
People had to go to campsite and even Springtown to work.
Or worse, Australia, America, New Zealand, or God help us, Ballymena.
30 years of peace is something we never take for granted, and we never should. But you know what? Some woods take time to heal.
But listen, some people think things are worse now than it was then. Families suffer new darknesses because of drugs, domestic violence, mental health, illness and addiction.
Initially when I signed up I thought, oh, I have experience in being on a stage. My experience in being on a stage is normally hiding behind a guitar. My stage acting ended when I was 16 until now.
I've done over 40 plays, a few short films, so it was definitely not my first time on stage, but it was one of the more enjoyable ones, I think, because it was all about Creggan, where I come from. So it was very special to me. You know, it's very close to my heart. So I'm fiercely proud to be from Creggan. Fiercely proud.
I have always wanted to do something on stage. It was on my bucket list of things to do, seriously. And I've done prize givings and I've done open days, but I've never actually acted on stage. So getting the chance to do something that I always wanted to do was probably the best bit of it.
When we first arrived down to the first reading, it was very daunting because you're being handed a script that you've never seen before, and for the most part you're in a room with a load of people that you've never seen before.
Just meeting loads of new people and like seeing what the script was really about and all the characters and
seeing
stuff.
it come together and all, it was good.
I was very nervous and kind of apprehensive going over, and I was happily surprised. Someone turned around to me and went, "Oh, whereabouts are you from?" And I was like, just realised, you know what, this is a really comfortable space. And I was like, "Oh, I'm from the Féile." And they're like, "No way, that's so nice." And I was like so shocked, because you always hear the be careful because you don't know how they're going to react. And in this one project, I learned so much, and it was a really nice experience.
For the first wee while we were in here and we were all just reading the parts that we had been nominated to do at that point, depending on who was here and what needed done.
But once we got on the full kind of complement of people, I didn't realise how much actually, was involved in it. It was good to learn from some people that had done it before, but for me it was like, what am I doing here? How am I going to get through this?
It wasn't until we moved into next door and we got a chance to move around and bring a wee bit of life to the words that were just words off a page when we were in here reading them.
One night we were just sitting there reading their lines, and then the next night we were on stage performing with mics, but we could see it coming along once we got up and started moving.
I think definitely getting up and moving made it like have more of a vision to it. We could kind of see where it was going.
We realised then that it was going to be a lot of fun. You start to hear laughter more when you get to move and animate. So it was a daunting process, but nice to see it all coming together in them early stages.
And straight away after 1 or 2 days of rehearsals and even just the script reading, I was so comfortable with everyone in that room, and it made doing the performance so much easier.
And the crack was 90 the whole time we done rehearsals, and it just got more and more enjoyable the whole way through. The minute I saw Shauna Kelpie walking in, I asked her, was it her directing it? And she says, so I knew there was going to be a quirky side to the whole thing.
Me and the boys will do it then. Charlie, Tony!
Run out quick as you can. You remember you do what the guy says. Good.
I need your help Sunday.
No, I love it, the fact that there's the whole mix of people and the whole mix of their experience, and I love it when they say, I'll never act. I couldn't possibly act. I'll never get on a stage. I couldn't remember a line. I can't do that. I can't do it. And then shunt forth, a few weeks, and they're like standing up with a script in their hand. They're going, how did that happen?
I can. I'll be able to pick most of it, but you might have to pick a few things up on your bike. All right?
That's good, very good, George. And that's good. So what they're giving you, then you react to that. So when they say, I need to come in and need your help on Sunday, they're like that. You can take that, you got your bike. You can take that. And what's that? Do you react when they're like really grumpy, you react to that?
I find it exciting. I love seeing people growing and developing a talent and being able to look back at a moment in their life and say, you know what, I didn't want to do that, but I did it. And I did it really well.
You'll walk up, right?
Yeah, good. Yeah. But so it's that thing, so you're trying to cajole them into doing that nobody wants to do. It's not, even though you're a happy, loving family, nobody wants to do anything in a family. So trying to get them out. You go on your bike, no, but you are doing it. So it's that type of thing. You're trying to win them over.
You'll walk up.
Yeah.
I'll see you. Uncle Jack from the end of hand.
Yeah.
Sure, I can skate up my new boots.
I will right, come on.
Very good, perfect.
Everyone's creative. Everybody's got that within them. It's a skill set that we all possess, thankfully. And in the community context, they're in plays or doing any sort of drama or theatre or musical. That's a collaborative process. And when you collaborate with others, you gain so much.
Once we kind of listened to the arrangements with Phil Coulter and Christy Moore and that, and we seen the significance of them within the actual show, I just encouraged the girls, put your own spin on these songs, and that's where the vocal harmonies came from. And we're very lucky that Sarah's such a good guitar player. She picked them up really quick, and it just meant that we had something extra than just piano accompaniment all the time. But to be honest, I think they worked out really well. I think the three girls involved had really unique qualities, vocal qualities and that, and I think it came across really well in the songs they performed.
I think in general music always adds something. It always brings out more emotions, and especially for this play as well, with the songs always resonated with it and brought out that better experience for the people watching it as well. Particularly the songs that we sang brought to surface a lot of emotions for the people at Derry. And it was a pure good opportunity to be able to go on stage and sing with him because he's so well known and respected in the community. He's so lovely. It was a great opportunity. It was so last minute, but it taught us as young musicians to be, just versatile and ready for anything that's we may be asked to do, just to be adaptive in any situation like that.
Of St. Mary's School, we stood on the edge, pretending bravado, the fear of the fall, the fear of a kiss on bonfire night.
My name is Paddy Nash. I'm a singer-songwriter, and Gareth Stewart contacted me about a song that I wrote called Bonfire Night, and he thought that it would fit really well and with the theme of the play. The song itself, it's kind of about every bonfire night when I was a child, but especially 1981. That's the bonfire night I remember above all else. Even back then, you knew that if you were in trouble or whatever, there was neighbours that would help you out. So there was always that sense of, that even though this madness is going on around you, you're actually in a safe place, surrounded by good people. You know what I mean? Who are looking out for you. I thought the soundtrack that Darryl provided too was just out of this world. It was just so ethereal.
There is a green hill far away, without a city wall, where people go together, resilient and strong.
I think around January or February this year, Gareth contacted me about this idea he had for a kind of theatre production, and he asked me would I be interested in it, and of course I said yeah, it sounds very, very interesting. It's around Creggan, it's a place that I was born and raised. There's so much community here, there's so much joy here, there's so much going on, so many interesting things going on, and I made the music reflect that. I made it so that the song isn't about the bad things that happened. In fact, it's changing it around to show how resilient we've become because we've experienced it, and we should be celebrating it, that it's a joy that we actually got through it as a community, and there's so many strengths that we got from that, and that it means that I think Creggan has a bright future.
The settlers lived within the age of bronze.
We're not moved in yet.
I think you could do that from over there and then make your way over.
Getting on the stage, I think it was about a week and a half before the show. I honestly didn't know if it was going to work or not.
It was a wee bit confusing because we weren't doing a full run through. We were just doing different scenes at different times. So it was still a wee bit confusing to how it was gonna take shape and all.
I definitely did think that things were still not as good or put together.
But the most important thing was the enjoyment of it. It was really, really good. Once you got on that stage, you knew you were an actor, you knew you were part of something special, you knew this was going to, people were going to actually love this.
Shush, Mary, I don't think your mommy wants to hear about that.
Good, George. Good, you got better.
Although I was always looking forward to coming to the rehearsal, I was excited to get here, excited to see everybody and excited to get another run through. I was nervous because I know how important this is, how important it was to get it all right.
It was a really nerve-wracking experience because it's out of your comfort zone. I think when you do anything out of your comfort zone, you're always going to be that bit nervous. But I also would have an understanding that if you're going to do anything well, you need to be nervous. You need to have that adrenaline pumping through. An experience would have taught me any time that I didn't feel nervous was when things really didn't go as well as they should have.
So there was a few things that on the lead up we were struggling with. So my nerves in that aspect of the show is in a few weeks, are we going to be ready in time? And then we had one really good rehearsal that I just kind of sat back and went, we're actually ready in time.
So when the big day arrived, we all arrived down to the venue early. It was happening in St Cecilia's School. We got there early for the dress rehearsal. This is the first time when we're doing it from beginning to end, and we're making sure that we've got everything we need, where we need it to be, and that we're ready.
The day of the show was great. I was delighted to be at it at that point. I was delighted for the audience, and I was delighted to get the tech dress over, because traditionally, they're usually rubbish. They usually are a disaster.
Yeah, it was definitely like more intense, because since it was a full run through, you couldn't really stop and say, can I do something, or can I go somewhere. So it was it was different, but it was good.
Especially the quick changes. You don't realise how quick they actually are until when you're ready and your scene's already started, or you go out with no shoes on.
And the first tech rehearsal, I didn't realise how short the John and Mary scene. So I was I wasn't even rushing, so I went out there and go out with no shoes.
I was actually so nervous on the day, because I know that 99% of the audience were Cregganites, and they were there to see their story being told. You don't want to say something that's going to offend somebody. I mean, you're there to make people happy, you're there to bring back memories, you're there to make people reminisce of the first time they got a house, or their granny got a house, or whatever it was. So you're telling somebody else's story, and that does make you nervous.
By the time we got through the dress rehearsal, we knew it was going to be okay, because we made it to the end of that dress rehearsal and we were all still breathing, and some of us were even laughing and enjoying ourselves. So that was brilliant. We knew it was going to be good.
Derek, how did you get involved? I didn't mind seeing it on the website, on Facebook. Creggan men over 40, so I thought, that for days, and I rang up. I think it was Gareth I was talking to. So I've got I don't know about acting before, you know what I mean? So he says, come on ahead.
Did you know it was going to be a comeback? Because I didn't.
No, I didn't know anything about
it. Commitment, commitment.
No, well, I didn't know it was about Creggan either. I just thought, I'll phone up and see. And you know what? See, whenever I get at the start, I thought, how are they going to do this in 2 weeks? No way they're going to do it. But I just come together brilliant.
It's amazing where we've been from that first delivery that we had. They know this, and the many people, the cameras, and everything, and how well everybody has come on, know their lines, and the characters and stuff.
Have you enjoyed it?
Loved it. To be honest, it's been nice. To be honest, all that old line, it's been nice meeting new people and all that. Apart from Maureen, but it's been, it actually genuinely has.
After me saving his bacon today, I'm here, so.
True enough. And going to do it tonight as well.
Oh, you just picked over the seat.
I'll just own it. I'll never forget the expression on his face when he thought he was going to be missing at the Liverpool final.
Matt?
Oh my God.
That was never happening.
His face was priceless.
He'd have had to get somebody else to stand over me. That was never happening.
It's an hour before the thing.
Showtime.
We're getting the nod to go out the back and all the rest of it. I really hope we don't. It becomes memorable because we were good, shall we say, rather than anything else. And Derek doesn't fall off the stage.
We're going to be there to catch each other. We will.
Isn't that wild nice?
Literally.
Isn't that wild nice?
Mind you, if I fall and I go home that floor, I ain't getting up. You would take a JCB to get me up.
Then the buzz started, and a wee bit of nerves, but it was that butterflies, nice nervous. Nobody was freaking out thinking, I can't do this, I don't know if I can do this. We were all chomping at the bit. We were ready for that stage. It's show night.
My emotions at the start, I suppose, before everything kicked off, were I was a wee bit kind of nervous in the sense of hoping that it was all going to fall into place. You know, I was kind of praying and hoping that everybody was, as I say, 'cause there's a lot of time and effort has went into it, and I just thought, hope everybody remembers their lines and nobody, all of that. Hope the songs go well, nobody trips up and all of that kind of stuff.
The environment backstage was really calm, and everyone was really helpful, and prep talks and stuff before really calmed my nerves. I did feel anxious at first, but then once I seen everyone being calm and we were all just talking, it really helped, and everyone giving pep talks.
I think just the people backstage were, you know yourself, there was a bit of crack, and there was kind of, the banter was good with everybody. I thought there was a good mix of people and personalities too, you know, so I didn't feel under pressure or nothing like that. I did look at Maureen at one time, and she was like, right, it's nearly hit now, and I was all, you've done this before, and you're going on like that, and I haven't done it before, and I'm going, am I supposed to be like that, or what, you know what I mean? So it was like, I kind of looked down and thought, this isn't good here if Maureen's behaving like this, but it was alright then. Thanks Maureen for putting us all on edge.
The music has started, the lights go down, and it's time. Nerve-wracking, but good. The lights made it far better, that you couldn't see anybody, and it was just, it was time. We knew it, we'd worked towards it, so we just had to do it.
People had to start squatting in abandoned encampments all around the city because the powers that be faffed about that much.
4 boys, 1 girl, have been living in one single room in a house.
Love was planted too, though, by our mas and das, grannies and grandas, good teachers, great neighbours, and faith.
It's your 18th birthday, Mary. Last year, Dad, and it's just you. Will you?
Of course.
Just put your trust in God, all of you, and don't look too far ahead.
Amen.
Now listen, Paddy, where were we? What day are we moving?
Lamara, what's it?
Yes!
Our fucking side taking Thorny's van, he's gonna get shot!
What? I'm gonna kill him! Where is he? Where is he?
He's not at the school!
I'll come.
I swear to God, that young fellow drive a seat to drink. Declan, run on, tell him I'm on my way!
Here, where do you think you're going? Oh, you're going to make me a cup of tea, come on! In spite of all the hurt and pain during the conflict, Creggan people continued to live their lives the best they could and took advantage of every opportunity that came their way.
30 years of peace is something, and it's something we won't take for granted, and we never should take for granted. But you know what? Some wounds take time to heal.
It's time for new stories.
Not repeats.
Here's to another 75 years.
We'll see you in 2097 for the second series.
Right.
I was definitely sad that it was over because I built such a good bond with the people there and stuff, so it was definitely sad, but I was happy that we achieved like such a good show.
It was kind of sad though, having to like say goodbye knowing that it was kind of over. It was really good, just like a really good experience to remember.
It was breathtaking, really moving, and just summed up what an amazing place Creggan is.
It was very emotional, to be honest. You feel everybody around that was watching it. It was really getting drawn into the show. For me, educational, learning about the history of this community, and very vital community, and very close community.
I loved the fact that the young people ended the piece, and they're kind of saying, you know, if you know something, here's what we want, and here's what we want. And I think to hear that voice is really, really important.
Oh, definitely, yeah, they did a good job. They worked really hard, yeah, it was very good. Shame it was just one night.
You know, it was a one night only show, unfortunately, for in person, but like, you know, people can access it online, and people must access it because it's just a beautiful, beautiful depiction and celebration of 75 years of Creggan here.
I find it very educational. I'm from the other side, so I don't really see this kind of thing in my history. My family doesn't talk about this, so it was really good for me.
I just want to congratulate everybody involved in this production. It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you very, very much.
Come on over and use a hug. Well done.
Oh.
Well done.
I'm gonna miss
Brilliant.
you.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to miss you since I don't know what to do. I don't want to go. I got off stage and I was like grinning and hyper. And I was like, okay, I'm going to say bye to this person, and bye to this person, and bye to this person. And then I said bye to them again and again because I didn't want to leave.
To the question, would I do it again? Without a shadow of a doubt, aye.
I think I can say this for everybody that we would love to do it again.
Definitely, it was such a great experience and I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Anything that's collaboration, I'm always there. I'm then up for anything that's collaborative, especially when it's about real things that matter to people. That's, to me, the whole purpose of everything.
I would do that play, I would do it for a 10-night run, without a doubt.
Even at the time that we were doing it now, it was right bang in the middle of our exams, but it was so worth it. The girls loved it, I loved it, Miss Mulhern loved it, so definitely.
So I would love to do it again, definitely.
It was a great experience, I would do it again anytime.
In a heartbeat, I would do it all again, and if I had another opportunity, I have to say, I would certainly have a go at it. And just a lovely way to acknowledge how I feel about Creggan.
I absolutely would. I would, if you said to me, oh, we're going to do this every single summer, I'd go, okay. Can we do it the year long as well?
Everyone was coming up to us and asking, is there going to be another one? And we wanted another one. They do, just like for like one last time.
I would do it again because not only do you learn stuff about acting when you're doing like a show about Creggan, but you learn about like the place where you live and like how Creggan was back ages ago. So definitely.
If I was asked to do another play like A Green Hill Far Away, do you know what I would say? No chance. Sturdy, that's a wrap, I'm out. Para Coleman, that's a wrap.